21st passenger carrying car on the head end of number 6 was partially demolished, and everyone in it was either killed or injured. 13 men were killed outright. It is believed another man died later. There were dozens of injuries. The opposing trains, the regular trains that were listed in the timetable, would have had no idea that there was a train there because it was up to an extra to keep out of the way of regular trains.
That doesn't look so good.
Somehow the entire crew forgot about number 6.
Your name? Jimmy. Well, it's going to be alright, Jimmy. We'll get this mess figured out soon.
Excuse me. Sir. Mr. Jacob. From the Journal. Can I ask a few questions?
The whole fault seems to be with the conductor who disregarded orders. When Engineer Reynolds saw the work train coming, he and his fireman escaped serious injury by jumping. There were 23 injured.
All right, listen, you mind if we get a few pictures?
Well, this photo was probably taken a couple days after the wreck. They pulled the coaches away and the freight cars, and all of this debris is locomotives. There's part of one locomotive over here, there's a driving wheel here, there's part of another locomotive here. You can see what the force of that collision must have done. Conductor Flaherty said, no, I saw 144 go by. I just plain forgot about number 6. It's all my fault. And he later had a complete breakdown, of course, because of the having to have that on his mind, that he'd been responsible for the deaths of 16 people. He was certainly discharged from the railroad and for the rest of his life regretted what had happened. He took the entire blame for it. He didn't try to put the blame on anybody else.
Margaret! Margaret! What's your name?
What's happening?
Every year, the railroads of the United States haul more freight than they did in the previous year.
When was the last train out of Marin?
Well, the last train out of Santa Fe was in 1988, and trains did run through Ignacio to Shelbyville until about 1998, I believe. Trains will come back to Marin. Passenger service may resume should SMART, the Sonoma-Marin Area Regional Transit District, measure on the November ballot pass, and within 2 or 3 years we could see passenger trains running between Cloverdale and hopefully Larkspur Landing. The last SMART initiative received a favorable vote in Sonoma and an unfavorable vote in Marin, and of course it took 2/3 and it got about 65-something%. It almost made it. It's interesting to note that we could build SMART for probably $100 million. We're adding 1 lane to Highway 101 between Novato and Petaluma. It's going to cost $875 million. And it'll reduce congestion for maybe 5 years. The passenger trains will be diesel mechanical probably. What comes out of the exhaust will be cleaner than the air that went into the engine. A lot of older people remember when they rode trains and how comfortable and easy it was to get around, especially in these days of having to practically take your clothes off to get on an airplane.
My husband took me over to Richmond. I got on the train at Richmond and had a very delightful trip down to Santa Barbara. I hadn't it had been a long time since I'd seen that part of the country, and seeing it from the train is a little different. It takes different pathways down there than the highway does, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that trip. They had beautiful music playing, and if you got hungry, you could go up to the roof car and to the observation car and get a snack and a drink, and it was pretty nice.
I'm kind of an advocate of rail transit, having traveled most of Europe and seen how rails work over there, and wondering if they'll ever work here.
About those days gone by, you know it brings a tear